That hurt. More verticality. Welcome to the street.
I left my drink out there.
Go get it. I'll keep talking. All right. So welcome to the Straight Red Card. Brett's going to go retrieve probably his fifth or sixth drink of the evening. Somewhere around there. And when he gets back, we'll continue the show. But we were talking during the break about the points and how many points the U.S. needs to get at this point to finish it out. And I think a win will probably do it. I think mathematically a tie will. Yeah, that's still itchy. If we can get 3 in the last 3 games, I think we'll be good. And then we were discussing the fact that they were talking about on the show tonight that New Zealand, because of their situation, may not allow people to do that home and away thing because of the Rona thing, that stuff they've got going on there. And so at least the laws or their process or policies they have. And someone had talked about, well, maybe we'll just end up having to play Tahiti. I don't know about that, but we shall see.
Maybe they'll do their home match outside of New Zealand.
Yeah, I guess they might have to, but then all of the domestic players that they use, and most of them are in Australia, that's still an issue because Australia and New Zealand are like in strict lockdown.
We'll just do their home and away both in the United States.
They could pick
We'll find the population as the largest percentage of New Zealanders
across the world
in the United States.
I think that's the island of Caledonia.
There we go.
Or Japan, I believe. So maybe they can have it in Japan. Either way, let's not worry about fourth, I guess, quite yet, because it looks like, one more win will get us over the hump. But it is possible we could have that's a tough window, the next window.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Tough.
2 away and then Panama at home. We basically have our destiny in our hands when it comes to Panama at home. I mean, in theory, we should win because we should win all of our home games for the most part.
Yes.
And barring Canada, we have. But
I tell you what, Panama are giving Mexico quite a fight right now.
I've noticed that as well. I was about to say.
It's 20 minutes in. They are,
That last chance by Mexico. What was that? 20th minute?
Chucky Lozano with his 45-yard bomb. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, the attempt to cross that was like he fell over.
Man,
I got 21st minute, roughly speaking. But regardless.
Yeah, I got the munchies, dude. Oh, it's killing me.
Happens.
Can't eat during the show though. That would be very unprofessional. Very unprofessional.
Find something to eat.
So we're gonna do
bean burrito. There you go. Go eat that.
Yeah, that'd be loud. So we're gonna break this down. How did each player perform? If you don't know our grading system, here it is up there on the screen for you to see.
It's funny. And we're getting new listeners. It's a question every grading episode we're gonna have to answer. It's what.
But I notice other people are answering it for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which is good because they're like, yeah, have you not watched the show before? Like a C is really bad, a B is not that great.
I've had to explain to a number of people. I'm like, well, we've rarely given D's out.
Right. Or F's.
Or especially F's. And the only F that I can remember off the top of my head is Jonathan Lewis in the Gold Cup against Haiti. Because he did nothing the entire game.
Jonathan Nothing Lewis. That's what we call him here. So that'll be on the screen if you need to know why we're giving somebody a C that you think deserves to have an F. Because if I brought a C home, that's bad news at my house when I was a kid. And Brett's too.
Yep.
So let's start with Turner. I'm going to give him an A just for keeping both of his testicles attached to his body for the whole game because that dude was cold. Did you see him on that break run to the sideline and get the jacket, warmer jacket on?
Are you saying he out sprint Pulisic?
I mean, I've never seen him move that fast. He's like, get me a warming coat, man.
Man.
I am freezing my nuts off out here. And he had so little to do.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, his position is no different than somebody sitting in the stands.
It could be worse. Because at least when you're sitting, your body heat temperature, it's closer together. You know, if you're standing up in that shit.
Oh my God. They were talking about how you in between plays, he was just doing sprints inside the box just to try to stay warm. I felt bad for the guy. I gave him a B simply because I don't think he really touched the ball. At all.
I don't. Again, I don't.
A couple passes back to him, but
I can't blame him for that.
I really can't either. But I mean, do players in your mind? Do players enter the game with an A and then they work?
Well, here's how I see it.
Okay,
you showed up at the test, right? And the teacher handed you the multiple choice test, right? And all the bubbles were already full. So you checked a few of them. You're like, okay, those are all right. Maybe this whole fucking test is right. And I don't have to do shit. And I'm going to turn it in as is. She accidentally handed you another person from the round before.
You're basically saying everybody enters the field with the perfect score. And then you work your way up or down, or work your way down from there.
Yes, I think
or maybe
so.
Back up.
I can't punish a guy just because no one shot the ball at him.
It's a fair point. I'm looking at it saying like, well, you didn't do anything, so you get this. I guess I can give him an NA because he didn't really do anything.
And this happened to me in chemistry class once. I had a teacher hand me an answer sheet, the answer sheet on the bottom of my actual test. And I'm like, she just handed me all the answers to the questions. And I was thinking, she want to get with me?
I was going to say that too. And I was like, did she give that to you and give you a wink at the same time?
No, but I don't think she realized it was stuck to the bottom of my test. So I just said, if she knows I did this, is she testing my honesty? No, she wouldn't do that. I've given her no reason to believe I am not trustworthy.
Like Derek's mom and dad are paying for the new library, so he gets a free test.
But I know she must have, after the test, she must have been looking around for the answer sheet. She's like, where the fuck did that go?
you probably cheated and then threw that away, right?
Oh shit, yeah, you bet. Chemistry was not my strongest subject. So anyhow, that's how I see it. Somebody gave him the cheat sheet, and so I'm just gonna give him the A. I mean, I can't prove that he cheated, so
fair enough.
There we go. We got Jedi on the left. Not as active as this game because they mostly went down the right through Weah. And that's not really his fault either, but I still gave him a B plus.
Yeah, I gave him a B as well. I mean, I gave him a B. Again, okay. I mean, he did some good things. He did some not so good things. But I mean, when I say not so good things, I mean like maybe he laid off a cross that the defender blocked.
But that happened to Weah constantly.
Oh, that happens to Weah. Yeah, exactly.
And he still played a hell of a game.
Well, you have to weigh the good and the bad, and then I'm still classifying that as bad. But I mean, he's laying a cross in. Not every cross is going to connect, obviously. That'd be a really boring match to watch if everybody scored off of all the crosses. But I mean, I give him a B, but that was still a good game.
He almost provided Pepe a half bicycle.
Yeah, that was
so there you go.
Nice little.
It was just a hair off. I mean, had it been just like another 6 inches forward, Pepe could have wrapped his foot around that.
I was gonna say, yeah. Just a smidge. If that was a little bit lower,
Exactly. Cannon, a B. I mean, I just think again, I think he ended up letting Weah do all the damage, and that's probably smart because he's just not that.
Well, I mean, yeah, he got in the attack when needed. He offered opportunity. He offered an outlet. He didn't mess up on the defense. I mean, how can you fault him? And this is the problem with grading this game because what did Honduras do? Yeah,
you won 3-0 against the team who basically quit after the second goal. So, yeah, it's hard to give anybody a bad grade because they already played pretty well, for the most part.
Yeah.
Not that B is a great grade. I mean, we would like to have a game where everybody gets an A. That means everybody came out and played as good as they're supposed to. And that's we haven't gotten a lot of that.
Well, speaking of A's, let's talk about Zimmerman.
Oh, Zimmerman gets an A for me for sure.
Absolutely an A.
That dude is so fucking rock solid. And you were asking
Number
me
one center back.
Yeah, you were asking me about the Zimmerman's name, and you know, and I said, well, it's a German or it's a Jewish name.
I guess first off, let me say I said that Zimmerman's expressing or utilizing his Nordic blood.
Yeah,
and
the
guy looks like he's from the north, you know.
Yeah,
but then I'm like Zimmerman. That kind of sounds German to me.
Yeah, it is German. I don't think there are many Zimmermans. Well, there might be some in Denmark, but not a lot.
I guess in fairness, it's possible that maybe he's Nordic on his wife or on his mother's side.
I mean, a lot of people do consider Northern Germans Nordic, so that's fine. Way,
regardless, but
it doesn't matter.
He was out there. He was out there showing us like he's just every time you saw him, he's just like, "Is it cold out here?
No, it's not cold out here."
he's just walking around like whatever. You know, tell people like, you know, it's like running the match. You know.
Do you know who Robert Zimmerman is, by the way? Robert Zimmerman?
No.
Oh, hear me, Robert Zimmerman. I wrote a song for you about an old man named Dylan.
Yep.
With a voice of sand and glue.
I heard the voice.
That's Bob Dylan. His real name is Robert Zimmerman. So there you go.
Yeah. More you know.
I thought that joke flew right over your head when I wrote it.
Completely over my head.
I said, he's no Robert Zimmerman, that's for sure. Brett's like, well, who the fuck's Robert Zimmerman?
I was like, oh, look, Derek texted me. Okay.
And the song I just sang you is a song for Robert Zimmerman by, and I sang it poorly, by David Bowie. Great song, by the way. Let's see. Another, I'd say a B+ for Miles. I mean, he just wasn't he stepped up and he made some good plays. Maybe he deserves an A-.
I give him a B+ as well. I don't think it was A- worthy. I thought he just did his job. But he did his job well. He did it well enough. He did a lot of 1v1 defending in the air whenever Zimmerman pushed up a little bit on the Honduras and long balls. So I mean, just like he did exactly what he was asked to do. I mean, nothing spectacular. He didn't score a goal, didn't get an assist. He didn't recover on a break or anything like that, like he did against Costa Rica.
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, it was a solid performance. It's a B+ performance, my opinion.
Yeah, and there wasn't much to do for a lot of the game too. Yeah. So again, extra credit for just keeping your dick from falling off and freezing off while you're standing around watching the other 6 guys ahead of you.
Nope, looks like
7 guys ahead of you do something. Oh, really?
It was up 1-0.
This game,
regardless, we mentioned, I'm like, I don't even care about the Canada.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah. This Mexico-Panama game is way more important.
Yeah.
You know, because if Mexico wins, Panama drops further below us, gives us a little more cushion. But a 1-1 tie wouldn't be bad either, or a 0-0 tie, which is what it's at right now.
Gives us the 1-win break over Panama right now.
Yeah, I'll take a 1-1. I actually will, or a 0-0. Costa. Okay, here it is. I'm giving him an A, Brett. I don't care what anybody says.
You gave him an A?
Yes, they can suck it.
I gave him an A+. I don't think he did a single wrong play the entire game.
Yeah, you might be right. I think he made
he's absolutely my first A+.
So what's an A+ is like in some schools, it's like, or most schools, it's like 100 to 97%, right?
Roughly speaking. Well, so my school, my grade school is a bit different. My A range, so A+, A- was 100% to 95. So like, I guess at that point, anything above a 97 would be an A+.
So I'll go with that because I think the minimal issues that he had, and they were minimal,
very minimal.
He still played a 97, 98% good game, and his service was fabulous. His passed away in the middle, fabulous. He was good on defense. He was good. And I know people are going to say it's because we played Honduras, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit.
He
I don't
performed.
give
That's all that matters. All the people who bitch at us about anti-MLS, blah blah. Here, I'm giving my first A+ ever to Acosta.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this your first?
I don't think I've ever given out an A+ before. I might have. It's possible.
I have once. I can't remember.
I don't recall me ever giving out an A+ because there's always something to pull them back a little bit. I give A's out almost every game because there's always somebody that's a standout. But this was an absolutely almost borderline perfect game. And again, you may have had a couple mistakes here and there. Whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. And again, I mean, we've been pretty critical of Costa over time. So,
he's deserved it.
We're eating a little crow right now. And so is Pete, by the way. And so is Tack, by the way. Everyone who's criticized
we're happy to. That's the thing.
Everybody's happy to eat that crow, folks. We're happy that he had a good game. And, Pete even stopped putting up when he does his lineup things. He used to have too many when it said caps in Acosta's section. Now he still has it up for a legit and rolled on too many. But he took it off.
Definitely warrant that, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we all adapt, we all learn, we all look at the information in front of us, we watch the games, our opinions change. And opinions change because life changes, because people change, because the way we play changes, because life isn't static. All right. So there are going to be people who think life is static and they're just going to hate on Acosta regardless of how well he played tonight.
Yeah, and there's going to be people that are going to sit there and say like, no, Acosta's good. Here's X, Y, and Z reasons for that. And but they're disregarding all of the bad that occurs. Because Acosta is so hot and cold. It's one or the other. It's rarely just a straightforward game. So it's like he plays, and you're like, well, is it going to be good or is it going to be bad? Oh, thank goodness, it's going to be good.
I know, but the pro Acosta people, those are small. That's a small group.
There's always the pro MLS can't do anything wrong type of mentality out there from time to time.
Those guys are getting rare because
they are. But I feel like I guess me even saying that kind of goes towards the same concept of people who hear us bitching about Roldan or Leggett and saying you're just anti-MLS. I'm like, well, no,
we're not. We just gave Zimmerman an A as well. So, all right, I gave Turner an A, just for his ball staying attached to his body. So come on, Wes, A.
Yeah, I gave him an A-.
Yeah, that's critical. I thought he played fantastic.
I thought he had a great game. It's just there were a couple. Well, I mean, I'm splitting hairs when I say A-, I guess. I mean, why am I even debating this? It was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't argue with that. Fox Sports gave him man of the match.
If you're gonna give Acosta an A+, you gotta give Wes at least an A.
Whatever, A-, A, whatever. It's definitely not an A+ match, but
I mean, he was motor. He scored a fucking goal, dude.
That was a great goal. That was a great goal, by the way.
You got to give him bonus points for that.
I did give him bonus points.
All right. Luca De La Torre. We told you so. Hey, Brian Shredder, you listening?
Suck it.
We told you he was good. We love Brian, so we're just kidding around. But we've taken some shit for being pro Luca De La Torre guys.
Stands or De La Torre stands.
And people, they just rip him. They're like, oh, he doesn't do anything. And then we gave you our assessment.
He plays for a crappy team or a lower MLS style team in a mediocre league. It's
but listen, we told you what he was. He's a guy that can get the ball. Oh fuck, Mexico just scored. He's the kind of guy that can get the ball, dribble it from your own third all the way into their third. Now the problem, like 10 seconds.
It's instant up there, man.
And the ball is attached to his feet like fucking Velcro. That little fucking, what was that little thing he did with he took the ball,
little side foot thing, whoop,
little side foot down to right in front of him.
So we've always talked about his faults. His final passes are very questionable, but that other 2/3, unbelievably good. And we've never classified him as the savior of U.S. men's national team. but we've always said that he was better than some of our alternatives.
He was better than Musa was the last 2 games. Now you can say, oh, well, Musa got the harder games. Not really. We played El Salvador in the first game. They're not very good either. And on paper, they're really not even as good. Supposed to be.
And
I
kind of chalked that up as a Berhalter fuck up, though. We talked about that.
Yeah, I know.
Regardless,
kind of an
Musa
issue.
didn't have the greatest of 2 games by any means. I'm fine with chalking that up as a faulty window because he's had such good windows prior to that.
And Luca De La Torre's defense was spot on.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah. So
I mean,
he was very much a quality box to box style midfielder there. He did such a good job. And it wasn't a perfect job by any means. He had some faults here and there.
Yeah, early on the game he did. He had some mistakes. And oh my God, Panama almost scored now.
He had clearly a couple seconds ahead of me. Once again, this is the most frustrating thing when talking to you about this shit.
Well, it's even worse with Tack.
Oh my God, Panama almost scored.
Yeah, there you go. There it is. So Tack was like a minute behind me. And I'm like, how can he possibly be a minute behind me? But he always is on that.
The bathroom, maybe, I don't know.
No, a minute behind me on the broadcasts, like, and behind everybody else too, because people be like, oh, wait, I just missed on the right. And then a minute later, Tack goes, oh, wait, I just missed on the right. Yeah, we just typed that to you a minute ago. All right. Well, I don't know how, they can fuck up the broadcasts that badly and have them be so far off from one another. That I just don't understand. But somebody might know the technical reasons for that. But yeah, it was not, we're just not all on the same time frame when covering the game.
It's fascinating in the sense that you can be watching on Paramount Plus and I can be watching on Paramount Plus, and there can still be that lag.
Yeah, it's
and I
weird.
Can't chalk it up as a lag for my internet connection. I've got gig speed.
Yeah, I can't
should
either.
Be right up on there, so whatever. I don't care.
I don't get it either. Really don't. But I'm sure there is a technical reason. By the way, we didn't grade Luca De La Torre. I'm going to give him an A.
I gave him a B+.
No way.
Yeah.
Why?
You're asking me why because a B+ is not a good grade by any means. I thought he had a couple of issues here and there. There's just enough to pull it down a bit. I thought he had a great game otherwise.
It was early in the game, though.
It doesn't matter. I've got X's, I've got check marks, and they add up.
All right. I thought his mistakes were only early in the game when everybody's nuts were frozen.
Sure, if we're only going to count the last 10 minutes of their play, why not?
No, don't count the first 5 because that's when he made his errors.
Shit happens. That counts towards everything. Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Morris, I'll let you start on Morris.
I gave Morris a B.
Yep, so did I. I thought he did his job. That's all I got to say.
I thought Morris was good in the sense that he added a lot of effort.
Yes.
It wasn't the most technical game by him. He did some technical good stuff by all counts, but
there were some good passes.
But ultimately, what he did great was he continued to force the defense to run, and it tired them out, and it offered opportunities for other players to come in. And when Pulisic came in, that defense was shitting bricks, going, fucking hell, really? God. And Aronson too? Come on.
Well, the other thing good about Morris is how physical he is. And like he doesn't go over easy. You can't just he'll be the guy that shoulder nudges you off the ball. And he did that a couple times tonight where he's just like, oh, you think you got that ball? But here's my shoulder, bitch. I'm taking it from you. And so I like his
Pepe took a nice shoulder to the face too.
Yeah. Oh, right at the beginning of the game.
What is up with the refs and letting shit like that go? I mean, I understand letting play go, but I mean, come on.
Well, it wasn't just the shoulder; it was the arm coming.
It was the step back into it is what I'm bitching about, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he smashed him right in the nose, and then he had a bloody nose for a while, and then they stopped the blood.
Holden earlier today, Holden posted a tweet showing the exact same fucking thing happening to him, where the Honduran defender or whatever, like raced across Holden and then raised his elbow and like clocked him right in the jaw, and he's like, "What do you think this would have been called if it was played today?" And I'm like, What, you mean the bear hug you tried to pull on the defender?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's like, what elbow? I'm looking at a bear hug you're playing on him.
Yeah. I mean, this is all true. I will have to say, now since you brought up Stu, the Fox Sports 1 coverage is just not, it's not as in-depth or thoughtful or even interesting. And listening to Lawless go, yeah, for 30 seconds was annoying as hell. I'm glad he's excited and he's trying to keep the crowd warm. I get it. But I just don't think their analysis is very deep. I think it's very shallow.
I love the Paramount crew. I love the Paramount crew, and I'll stick with them.
Well, and because you're going to get more deep analysis from Moadu. You're going to get honesty from Gooch and Dempsey.
And Charlie, for that matter.
And Charlie. I don't think any of those guys hold back much.
Nah.
So I just feel like Stu's full of shit most of the time. And I
tell us how you really feel, Derek.
I just don't feel like there's like a real, here's what really happened tonight. Although Stu was honest and say, I haven't seen a Honduras team this bad for like 20 years.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and preface this because you're going to go off. I think Stu tends to hold the line a bit and kind of plays that like corporate role where like you try to play the neutral side of things. That's my take on him. Yeah. Now, I feel like sometimes he does that a little too much, and I feel like that same way with some other people too. But that's what I feel. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to go off. That was all. That's all. That's all I had.
I win.
I just had a blank cartridge in the shotgun. Weah, A. I'm giving him an A. I thought he was the motor up and down that right wing all second half. I thought, yes, did he had a bunch of shit blocked? Yes. Could he have scored a goal? Yes, but he was in the right spot. Could he have tapped that across the Pepe, who could have tapped it in? Yes, but I still think no player on the right was more important, deep right, than him. Cannon just deferring to him constantly.
Yeah, you take it. You take it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I gave him an A-. Yeah, absolutely 100% agree on that front. He's the most dangerous player in our attack at this point.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I don't think anybody can argue that.
Nope, he is. He's the most dangerous, consistently dangerous attacker.
I will say there are definitely times where he'll try to place across, force across, and it deflects out, but usually for a corner kick. So even then, even on some of the more disruptive plays, he still gets a corner kick out of it. So I mean, how can you argue against it? He's one of our best options up top right now.
Yep, Pepe. That's a tougher one.
I'll go first then.
Go ahead.
This is easy for me. I gave him a B/B+.
Yeah, I'll go with a B.
The reason I gave him kind of a split there wasn't because he did anything great by any means, but I mean he added the effort in there. He checked back. He ran into open spots, even if it wasn't going to result in anything, just to open up, try to get a touch on the ball. And when he did get the touch on the ball, he was looking for goal. And we talked about his half bicycle. We talked about his one where he should have probably played it over to West, but he ended up shooting it instead. He's hungry. He wants the goal, and that's what I want from the 9. I want somebody who wants to get the goal, who wants to shoot, who wants to be the winner there. That's why I gave him the higher grade.
The toughest thing for Pepe is like that shankopotamus that he did to the left was like the same shankopotamus he did for Augsburg.
It was almost identical, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's like
I love the fact that you called it a shankopotamus. I mean, I haven't heard anybody say that for years. Oh, what was goodness.
Who were the New Zealand guys? Hip Hopopotamus? Flight of the Conchords. Flight of the Conchords. Do you remember that one? It's a great show, man.
Yeah. I remember Big Daddy where hip hop anonymous came into effect. But
all right, now we got these fucking subs to deal with. All right, Pulisic. You know what? On subs, why don't we just say great, good, fair? I just don't feel like grades are appropriate for guys that
I
play
think
20
Pulisic's
minutes.
probably the only one you could give a grade on. The other ones were like, they touched the ball a couple times.
Yeah.
So I gave Pulisic an A- simply because he got the goal, and most of the touches he had were positive.
Yeah, finally, he's like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. Only one time did I see him try to dribble through the whole team.
Yep, I saw it too. But most of the time he was good on it. And he got a brace, according to Fox.
Right. I love that face that he gives the guy. He's like,
they gave me the second goal.
I didn't get a brace, you fucking idiot. Were you even watching the game?
No.
But that guy was probably really, really cold and probably wasn't paying attention, or his brain had frozen by that point, standing on the sidelines.
Well, it's possible that he saw it go in and then just didn't register afterwards. I mean, the game ended not too much afterwards. There was 0 extra time in that second half, which, don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly fine with having won.
No, those Jamaican refs were like, fuck.
Holy shit.
This game is over, fuckers. It's over. He almost blew the whistle before 90 hit. He had that whistle on his lips at 89:45. He's like, I'm ready to blow. I'm ready to blow. I got to get out of here. Yeah. Oh, you can only imagine being a ref in that game would be like, especially sideline ref. Oh, fuck.
More the sideline ref than anything.
Yeah. I mean,
especially the sideline ref on our defensive third.
Yeah. But how about those crazy fans not wearing any shirts?
Fucking balls. That's what they had.
Those guys were not wearing shirts. And my mom texted, she's like, those guys are crazy. Like, yes, they are. They are nuts. They lost their minds. We should
follow up on the hospitalization later and see if any of them end up getting frostbitten.
Oh, you mean the Honduras players? Or our players too?
Our players more so than our fans more so than anything.
Yeah, let's hope that that's not what happened. That a lot of these guys are gonna have to go in.
You lick her up, and you're dancing around a lot, and you're jumping up and chanting, and the adrenaline gets you. And
then
you want to be on TV,
and then you go home. And
your dick falls off.
And your nipples are like rock solid hard. And they're decaying and they turn green.
No.
Or purple or whatever they turn when you get frostbite. I think it's purple.
A grayish color, I'd imagine.
Yeah, eventually, and then it turns green, I think. Eventually, and falls off. But yeah, I mean, hopefully everyone's safe. That's all I'm saying. Aronson, it's just it's just not enough time.
Aronson rolled on. I don't have anything really. I mean, I gave kind of grades, but I feel like those were forced.
I gave rolled on a nice try.
Hey, again, I'm just happy he took his chance. He may not have scored, whatever. I'm just happy they get a half chance, they're taking it. Because outside of Berhalter's stats of whatever the X amount of chances of goals or whatever, I'm just happy people are trying.
Yeah, no. I mean, everybody came in and gave their best. Ferreira did too. Roldan did the best he could do. And think about it. Look at how many times they had Pulisic on camera covering his ears. It's like, dude, why don't you just put your hoodie on that's underneath your shirt? Wait a minute, I got a hoppy thing going on my phone here. All right, so who we didn't leave anybody out, but we do have to give Gregg a grade, and I'm gonna give him a B+.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I mean, well, quite frankly, he made the right decisions.
Yes.
I mean, and he had the super subs off the bench at the appropriate time. I mean, how can he really get? I mean, I feel like even a B+ is kind of discrediting what he did. And I'm not a big Gregg Berhalter fan.
You remember the old porn ratings for porn movies in Hustler? They'd have like the cock, and it would be kind of like floppy, and then if it was a good movie, then it'd be in the middle. If it was a great movie, that thing be like pointing towards the sky. Well, Berhalter gets a little extra nudge towards the sky today because he played Luca De La Torre, and that was a risk. And he played Morris, and that was a risk, because if that did not work out for him, things were going to get bad real fast. They were going south. The pressure was on, and Gregg did, I think, I can't really fault him for this lineup. I can't. I think it's a good lineup. I mean, I would have put Destin instead of Cannon, but Des was having a great time on the sideline sipping his tea. So
exactly. His chicken broth or whatever it was. Yeah,
whatever it was, he was smiling.
And he's like, "Thank goodness I'm not out there." Fuck. So, I mean, did Berhalter put out a player or two that we probably wouldn't have picked?
Rolled on.
Sure. Well, I mean, I didn't even really have a problem with rolled on. We were up 3-0. Fuck it. Who cares?
I know. We had to give him those.
You
had to give him those cheap minutes.
Brought in at that point. I mean,
otherwise, rolled on would have been up his ass. It's like, you had me come in and play 3 games in freezing cold weather and didn't give me a single fucking minute.
I mean, Legette's going to be pissed at him, sure. But no.
I think Legette's on his way out the door.
Sure.
I mean, with Luca De La Torre and Musa playing the way they are, he's extra shit.
Don't forget. I mean, Busio would have been here if it wasn't for the beer bug,
right? And so, then you got Tessman growing into himself.
I mean, come World Cup. I mean, our normal bitching points may not be points anymore. Regardless, giving grade to Berhalter. I mean, again, I can't fault him for anything on the lineup. They all played well. The subs, even at that point, you can say rolled on, but I don't care about that. We're up 3-0. Who cares?
Yep.
I mean, I've got to give. This hurts. I've got to give him an A-.
Okay. A-, B+. That's splitting hairs.
What else would he have done differently that would have been outside of playing Pulisic and Aronson and them playing well like everybody else did on the roster? I mean, how can you fault him?
Well, some people are going to say it was against a trash Honduras team.
That's neither here nor there.
It doesn't matter to us. So let's say a teacher gives me a test and it's a really easy test. Like it's a spelling test and all the words, I know how to spell all the words on the test. Okay, well, that's not my fault that I got 100% or I got, one wrong.
Curve.
90%.
You were on that end of the curve, huh?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not my fault that the test was easy. That's all I'm saying. And this was an easy test. It was easier than
there's a reason why Honduras has 3 points in this qualifier.
And they're 8th in the Ocho.
There's a reason for it.
Yes.
So understandable. Don't care. Berhalter put out the right lineup. It worked.
This was the result that I would have required from this game.
Yeah.
And this was the result we got from the game. I can't fault Berhalter for anything on this game. So, and he made adjustments. We mentioned in the other video, instead of the crosses coming from the side of the box, now a lot of the passes were going to the same side of the box, but at the top, and then that would be poked in to a player.
I really think he watches our show. It has to be the case.
I don't know. I'd like to believe that, but I doubt it. And if he does, he hates us.
I feel like it's maybe he'll like us after this.
I mean, he even wrote a song.
After Berhalter is doing his running through the city or whatever, negative 10-degree weather or whatever. He's listening to us going, those motherfuckers, I'll show them. I'll play that lineup. Shit, it worked. Fuck, they're right.
Well, it really helped him in many ways to have, Zimmerman in there and Acosta to play as well as he did, which was nothing I would have expected. So
I would have expected from Zimmerman, but not necessarily.
Not Acosta.
Not the A+ performance that we got from Acosta. Don't get me wrong. Even on his best games, we're never A+ performances, but this game was hands down.
So can I, before we go out tonight, and I don't know why these videos are showing up on my feed on YouTube, but they also show up on the feed for the Straight Red Card when I log in. It's really fucking annoying. It's the guy who goes out and buys a bunch of frogs, or maybe he catches them live. I don't know what he's doing, but he had frog eats frog eats frog, and it's disgusting. I want these videos. They're just horrible. So what he does is he puts like a toad in with a bunch of tiny frogs. All right. And then the toad eats the frogs, the tinier frogs. And then once he's done eating, he puts in a bullfrog and the bullfrog eats the toad, or the toad eats the bullfrog that eat the frogs. That's disgusting. Don't do that. That's just let nature work that out, dude. You don't need to do it in an aquarium on fucking YouTube. It's gross. Those are living things. Let them work it out on their own in the fucking natural nature, the way they do it. We don't need to be involved in that process in showing, frog eat frog. I don't know if you've seen that, Brad. Have you seen that?
Frog eat frog world, No, I've never seen this before, Derek. So
it's disgusting.
Stop watching that shit.
Well, I didn't watch it all the way through. As soon as he put the biggest toad in to eat the bullfrog that eat the frogs, I'm like, man, this is fucking disgusting.
I can't help but think this is just going to lead into him sticking his penis in there eventually.
That's animal torture, dude. Do frogs have teeth?
I don't think so. Pretty sure
I wouldn't stick my pecker in there then. I don't care how wet and soft they are. All right. But it's a disgusting thing and it needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
It needs to be stopped. Animal torture on YouTube should not be a thing. And I to me, that's right on the brink of animal torture. You're putting them in confined space and having them eat each other.
Don't say YouTube only cares about cats and dogs, so
well, they used to have horrible shit about that. And the shark videos keep coming. Don't know what's going on there. And now they're
watching those animal videos, huh?
And no, I'm not. I've never watched these things, but then they lure me in, and then I watch one, and then I get like 1,000
forever. Yep.
recommendations of this shit.
You're clearly interested in orcas attacking great whites.
No, I watched that one time, and now I'm getting shark after shark video after shark video up the ass, and I hate it because I'm afraid of sharks. All right, that's gonna do it for tonight, folks. We hung out until 11 p.m. and finished this show. And we appreciate you continuing to listen and make comments and like and share. That's all extremely appreciative. I think we're well over 400,000 views now, or somewhere around there, which is great. We're verging on 500,000 views. And I have to say, we've really only been at this strong like we are now for, I don't know, 6 months, 7 months, somewhere around there. But we've been around for longer than that. But really, show after show after show like this, I guess it's helping. It's helping the algorithm, and we appreciate you helping the algorithm as well. So continue to make ridiculous comments if you want to, just to screw with it. Screw with the algorithm.
At the very minimum, it's fun to chat back and forth on those.
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah. There were some funny exchanges. Funny exchanges about penetration in the last one.
Oh,
but I'm not going to repeat it.
Yeah, click on the video and go look for yourself.
Yeah, it's the last show. Yeah, if you're into that kind of thing. All right, until the next time on Straight Red Card, we are done for the night. Only 2 segments this time. I'm sorry, but we will be back soon enough anyhow. All right, good night. That hurt.